Hey loves, so I know I have brown hair. You guys are all probably shocked, but I dyed my hair yesterday back to my natural color, but actually it's 2 shades darker because my natural hair color is like a light brown. This is kind of more of like a dark, rich kind of on the shade of black, but I am super in love. I feel like it just brings out my eyes so much. Everywhere I went, everyone's like this, oh my God, I didn't even recognize you. Obviously, since I went from one extreme to the next, but no one knew that I had green eyes. It just really makes my eyes pop out, and I really love this dark hair, and especially for the fall when you want to be all warm and cozy and everything starts to get a little bit darker, I decided to dye my hair darker. But besides that fact, a little update. Today I am going to show you a Kylie Jenner inspired t-shirt look. So over the weekend, a new trend, everyone wants to DIY either denim or banties, but I've never seen this one before, and I think it's so cool, and I've never seen a DIY for this. I've only seen it like on Kendall and Kylie over the weekend. It's super cute, a banty. It's from Pakistan. I got the exact one that Kylie wore because I thought she looked so cute. So if you guys want to see how to create that banty inspired by her, or just how to create a cool banty, then please continue to watch. Mwah! So the first thing that you'll need is a banty, and anyone is fine. Mine's from Pakistan. It's Snoop Dogg, and a pair of scissors, and a Sharpie to mark where you want to cut your shirt. So first we're going to work on the top of the shirt, and I'm just placing 2 little marks on where I want to first begin my cutting. So now I'm just placing 2 little snips, like they're just the smallest little incisions ever to the shirt on where I put the Sharpie mark, and this is just going to give me an outline for when I want to do my low cut neck thing. So now that you have your outline, you just want to cut straight across to the other side of where you first made your cut, and you just want to stay right in between there, maybe even a little bit before your first little cut, because if you go out too far, then it'll mess up the whole alignment of the shirt. So you just want to stay right in between those lines. So now I'm just eyeing how low cut I want my shirt to be. So I'm putting a dot right where I want it to stop, which is right at the tip of his ear down his hat, and I'm just marking that nice and dark so I don't go past that mark. Now you want to trace how wide you want your cutout to be. So you want to start from the point all the way up to the first slice that you made, and just follow that all the way up in a V kind of formation, and you'll be all good. And you want to do the exact same thing to the other side. Your shirt should look a little something like this. Now following your lines, cut all the way down, but cut on the outside of your line, not the inside, because you don't want any of that black Sharpie to show when you're wearing your shirt. Make sure you go slow and steady because you want your cut to be really precise and clean, no niches. If you go a little bit too fast, sometimes you can get niches. Snip that off and get rid of that because we won't be needing it. Now this next step is optional, but I feel like it just makes the shirt. So I'm just going back with my scissors to the collar of the shirt and cutting off the seam, because that's where like the thick sewing is. That's not the soft part of the shirt. That's like where everything comes together. So if you want to make it look a little bit more vintage and edgier, just cut that off and it'll give you a nice look. Now that the hard part's over, really executing that choker v-neck thing is the main part of the shirt. So let's have a little bit of fun. Now I'm moving on to the sleeves, and I'm just snipping and kind of playing around with my scissors. If you take the side of your scissors and brush through where you cut, it will give it kind of a more fringed out look. So now I'm just distressing the sleeves to make it look a little less put together and boxy. So follow the exact same steps to the other side, but just do a little bit more on one of the sleeves so one side looks a little bit more predominant than the other. Okay, so this is the part of the shirt where you can have the most fun. You want to make it look the most distressed. So right now I'm just doing my first cut across the shirt, and I want to go across the H, the A, and the N. So it's like about 4 or 5 inches depending on how big your shirt is, and that's going to be my first cut. But as I'm cutting across, I want to make sure I'm grabbing the seam with it so it gives me that nice swoop effect, because if you don't know, it will just look like a straight line. And then you want to distress that out, and this is going to be the main focus of all your other stuff that you're doing to the bottom of your shirt. So this is how it should look like without you like pulling and tugging on it to give that swoop effect. Just straight line across. Now I'm just going back in and like pulling it to make it look more distressed. Okay, for this next one, I'm just taking my scissors and doing the smallest little pinches. Like it feels like you're not even cutting the shirt. And you just want to do that, like kind of like do a patch of them. You'll see just like snip, 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 a patch going a little bit up to, this is going to create the effect of small little holes in your shirt, like small little tiny burn holes. That's like the new thing now. You just want to pull them so you can see. So I'm showing you guys how I pull them and how it looks like once you're done cutting the little holes. And you just want to continue that pattern wherever you want. This is like a really cool thing to do to your shirt. So next to your tiny little patch of holes, you want to make 2 big holes. One that's a medium size and one that's a large size. This is going to be the medium sized one first. So all you gotta do is basically do that little snip and then put your scissor in the middle of it and just go around and literally cut a chunk out of your shirt. So that's all you have to do. Now these circles do not have to be perfect, so now we're just pulling it and like cutting it to make it look a little less circular, a little bit more jagged. Now do the exact same thing right next to it, but make this one a little bit bigger. Now I'm just randomly like cutting this shirt, so just like put those little holes in it, give your shirt a little bit more character, whatever you guys feel. This is just what I thought would look cute, so just really just have your way with it. Just be fun and creative. So on this side of the shirt, I want to do something really cool. So I'm doing another one of those straight lines, but I'm going above the seam and stopping a centimeter before I get to the back side of the shirt, like that curve over. And I'm just pulling that out to make it look distressed. You know the drill, guys. Now above that first cutout, you want to make sure you're at least a centimeter away from that, because then it will look like a huge hole. You want to do another line going straight across and pull that out so it looks like 2 swoops. And I think this is super cool. And the way it sags down on your body looks awesome. So guys, this is the final look. First I'm going to show you the bottom. Got really cool stuff. I am just super proud of myself. It looks so fabulous on. Don't worry guys, you're going to see Insta photos of me in this. It's just so cute. Little stuff on the sleeve over here. So this is the final look of your customized band tee. And I feel like this is exactly like Kylie's. Like I think I did such a great job. I'm going to insert a picture of hers. And then insert a picture of mine. And you guys can leave me a comment down below and tell me if I did a really good job on executing her look. So I cannot wait for you guys to see this.